Hello and welcome to Ashling on Art. High up on the hills and up at Redesdale in Northumberland, a curious new sculpture of a goat has appeared. The goat is featured with its front legs down and its head up, with its hind legs in the air as though it has been caught in the middle of jumping down a hill or a rock. It's quite stylized and two-dimensional, which has the effect of making it slightly difficult to work out exactly what it is. The sculpture itself has been positioned at the end of a boardwalk which has been created along a footpath which runs a quarter of a mile to the west of the northbound border viewpoint of Carter Bar, just before the footpath joins the old car track up to Whiteley Moor. This positioning means that it is just about visible from the road heading up out of Redesdale if you know where to look. It's also positioned in a spot that creates an amazing viewpoint for anyone who walks along to it, giving unbroken views down into Redesdale and past Catcliffe Reservoir. The goat, which was created by blacksmith Stephen Lunn, is in the form of a goat leaping down into a pond, and at first appears as though it could be a heron or a large bird when you see it. The actual sculpture itself requires viewing almost flat on, as it's quite two-dimensional. The steel used in the creation of it has a lovely metallic look and is far more pleasing to the eye than the rusted Corten steel that's used in other sculptures within the region in the last 20 years. The manner in which the goat has been caught descending into the pool of water in the sculpture has been wonderfully handled, with the addition of small splash eddies made from steel and stones kicked up from the stream bed, held slightly higher than the ground. The sense of motion this conveys, as well as the resilient materials being created from, allude to the character, temperament, and playfulness of the wild Cheviot Goat. The blacksmith who created this sculpture, Stephen Lunn, has quite an oeuvre of sculptural works, which were also created in his forge. The goat sculpture of Carter Bar is not just the spirit of Northumbrian mountain goat, but also that of his own body of work. Lunn has created a large range of different art projects for past clients, including Alnwick Castle, where he designed and created a gate for the poison garden. However, the subject and placement of this sculpture also brings into question the subject of the landscape. Who owns it? Who identifies with this landscape? And the whole concept of putting up a sculpture of what is, for all intents and purposes, the logo of an organisation which is helping to reinvigorate the area, and how this is managed into local culture. Most of the human-built landscape is awash with corporate logos, from various shop and fast food signs right through to iconic bridges like the Tyne Bridge and the Angel of the North. However, these have their place and are usually within human settlements or built-up areas. The idea of sticking a corporate branding into the countryside invokes ideas of ownership and that of a branded landscape belonging specifically to someone or to something. Sometimes these sculptures become symbols of wider identity, like the Angel of the North is something which large numbers of people around Tyne and Wear identify with as part of their home or regional identity. And perhaps those who placed the goat in the spot were hoping for such a thing to happen here. If so, then they have placed it in the wrong spot, as iconic sculptures require visibility.